cope with this. The other thing to think about, though, is from a scaling perspective, we are breaking scaling rules
Yeah.
Oh
because
yeah, yeah.
the
Yeah, true.
scaling rules based on account size, we're as soon as you go from trading 1 to 2 without having, I'll say a minimum of $3,000 in that account, you're very officially over leveraged.
Yep.
The reason that the CME sets those maintenance margin requirements the way that they do is they have figured out that it's kind of funny, right? In the United States, we gripe about things like these maintenance requirements, these weird margin requirements. They don't exist in other countries because you can do things like CFDs and you can really manage account size and all this other crap. But the reason the CME did this and set these maintenance requirements the way that they did was because they realized that people who traded larger than that, especially during glowback sessions, people who traded larger than that, they lost their accounts. And that was the threshold of people keeping their accounts. So using that logic that the CME has basically determined that maintenance margin is there to keep the account from going negative, yeah, to protect the broker, but technically by protecting the broker, they're protecting you. That's something to consider about those numbers. That was the conclusion that I came to and why I chose to trade maintenance margin.
Oh yeah, because when I was on my bike ride yesterday, I was thinking, I like Lou's approach, and even then, like you said, it's out of the your maintenance thing that you've been preaching forever, because it's
Yeah,
an aggressive. Anyway, you cut it, it's still going to be an aggressive plan, if you will.
yeah.
Um,
But that's based off the concept of, hey, you start with $1,000 an account, right?
yep.
You've got $1,000 account. That trade needs to go 500 points against you for you to lose it if you just enter with one lot.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so
Right. Yeah.
that's the logic there is that trade can go a long ways against you. And so you can pick the right place to average in to draw that price down to where you can salvage it. Um,
And
you
that's
know,
what this is
if
based
you go
on.
into that trade over leveraged, yeah, if you go into that trade with 2-3 micros out of the gate and you haven't built up your cushion yet, then you're not going to have the ability to hold through whatever wiggle may happen. Because right now we're kind of in this in between spot. But when we hit daily trend lines, those ranges around those daily pivot points and those 30-minute, I'll just say 30-minute and dailies, those two areas can cause this thing to range because the world's wealthiest companies are accumulating and distributing shares there. And that's where you've got to be careful with size that you just don't get chopped up alive.
Yep. Yep.
That's also where the biggest money can be made because that's where the biggest money is playing and that's where they set their boundaries up. And so if you play those and if you can survive the chop, you're going to have a heck of a trade on your hands, especially if you're trading within maintenance margin and you could hold it overnight.
Yeah, my goal
Oh,
is
we're
just,
about to
oh,
break. Yep, we
look at
just
that.
punched through it.
Jesus.
Yeah. I saw it within about 2 points of it and it was getting real
Yeah,
aggressive. I'm like,
yeah.
it's going to eat it alive.
So I'll go ahead and go one, but remember to
Yeah.
manage the trade for us that are in one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's the intention. The
And
intention actually
It's the
is
same.
to trade it the same. You're
same
just
way.
going to increase. So here's a great example, right? Last week, Lou would have taken the trade that I took
Yep.
because because last week we cared less about precision entries than we do this week. And so that's what gave that opportunity. This week we're tightening up the precision entries a little bit. And so that's the logic behind trading larger is you've learned more. The thing that you go through with this method, and Lou's just accelerating it over a 3-week period, it's going to take a couple of months for it to really sink in. But what happens is you start off not knowing exactly where precision entries are, and I'll just say this about indicators, right? There's this statistician, and I wish I could remember his name. I need to like write it on a dry erase board in front of me because I love this quote. The statistician basically said that all models are wrong, but some models are useful. And what he meant by that is, statistically speaking, you're going to find out that no model is 100% right all the time. But you're going to find out that some of those statistical models are actually very useful for doing what you need to do. These indicators are no different. They're based off of that same premise. They're wrong at times, but we've chose these indicators because they can also be pretty useful. The thing is as you're trading, it matters less what indicator you choose. What matters is you learning how to pay attention to price action with that indicator. And as you learn how those two behave together, you start to get better at trading. And so using, like, let's say that just, keeping it simple with the MACD, when you start this off, you're going to have bad entries. And so by starting off small, you're going to be able to fine tune your entries over time. But at some point in time, you're going to realize you're not having to average in. And because you're not averaging in, when you do take profit, the profit's not as big. So now, as a result of you getting better at timing your entries, you're actually making less money. At that point, it makes sense to size up, add a contract. And then as you get more precise with your entries, it makes sense to get to increase size. That was a little bit of rambling, though. Does that make sense?
Yeah, got it.
Because
So,
that's basically the progression you're going to go through.
So on the one contract, so we just set our target where you have your first target, Luke?
Yes, correct. And move accordingly. It's exactly the same trade. The only thing I have one more step that is, oh wow, look at that candle.
Dude, what just
Oh,
happened? Oh,
Jesus
oh, oh, oh.
Christ, 9 o'clock.
Yeah, but still.
Jesus. So yeah, uh is the same trade,
Price just jumped
but
like
just
5 points in a half a second.
actually more than that. It was 15 points.
65
45 to
to, yeah,
60.
yeah, it was almost, yeah, it was almost, yeah, it was almost 15 points in just a second.
Yeah,
What happened? Did some news event just drop?
I didn't get anything.
Because it's not an economic report.
No.
Next report's not until 10 a.m.
Maybe all the stock people coming in the market and selling or buying it for the week. It's 9 o'clock. They're allowed to do
It
now.
is weird that it happened at the top of the minute. Oh, pre-market trading for people
Yeah,
with margin accounts.
yeah. All the orders
Yeah, that's
being
right.
filled and all the week
Yeah, this is
orders
pre.
they can, right?
Yeah, I didn't think about that pre-market trading.
Yeah,
And a lot of people are home on vacation
yeah.
this week, so they can day trade and break their pattern day trader rules because their account's not large enough.
Right now on my chart trader, I can see the contracts being traded, but yet my price is frozen on all of my charts. I think they might still be booting up, but I've had my charts actually shut down about 5 or 6 times already, trying to get them up. I mean, my whole program shut down.
Like
Out,
Ninja Trader.
Yeah.
get out,
So
get out, and go in reboot
we
your
need to
computer.
right click on your. You're running parallels, aren't you?
No, I'm in a boot camp.
Okay, all right. So down at the bottom where you've got your taskbar, if you right click on it, you should be able to bring up Task Manager. And Task Manager will show us kind of, what's going on in your computer. It'll let us see, CPU, memory, what type of constraints you may be dealing with. it'll look something like this: CPU, memory, disk, Ethernet, graphics. Take a picture of that and send it to me.
Which tab is that?
Um, Either right click on it or you bring up like
Uh,
a run command and or a search and look for task manager.
If you do Control Alt Delete, and you're gonna pop up,
Oh yeah, I think that brings up the option too.
yeah,
Yeah,
do Control
yeah. If you
Alt
bring it,
Delete, and you're gonna see all the way in the bottom Task Management, and you click on that, and we open them up.
wow, that was a lot of volume that sold off here. But prices turned around and picked right back up to where it was
We had a
before
lot of
all that
buy
volatility happened.
volume, and look how much sell volume. We didn't have no sell volume to come all the way down.
So no, check out my chart. Holy crap! What just happened? My chart just locked up.
You guys,
My chart doesn't. I shouldn't do this on my chart that's got all those volume indicators.
yeah, you zoom in
I zoomed in too much
too
and
much. Yeah,
freaked it out. Yeah. I did the whole shift scroll thing too much, and the shift
yeah,
scroll in Ninja is it's an indicator I added, and I'm pretty sure
yeah.
that's why that misbehaves.
That's what I
is
did.
this working again now? Is this working again now? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
can hear
yeah, I
you.
can hear you.
Okay, cause I wasn't hearing my little noise that it makes. Okay, finally my CPU usage went way down and my chart started working.
Okay, so CPU is what your issue
About
is then.
yeah, 33. Yeah, it was about 33%. Now it was up to 90%.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah. So you might need a stronger computer to trade with.
I already got a MacBook Pro, man. I can't figure out. I might need to take this volume profile off my charts. It might do that.
Oh. Definitely take off volume profile.
yeah.
Um,
That would
Okay.
kill
that
my
that
computer.
yeah, volume profile is very CPU aggressive.
Unless you put it at
I've put it on my 3 minute chart. That way, I never have to change it. But on a smaller time frame chart, I couldn't have it there.
Yeah, I've got it on my 30 seconds, so I need to.
Oh gosh, no. Yeah,
yeah,
it
I
can't be there.
have, but my computer is very powerful.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, you've got like what, a $3,000 laptop,
Yeah,
something like that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I've got a MacBook Pro, just a year or two old, so I mean, I think it would handle it.
You need
So here's the thing.
you need
Here's
to
the
turn
thing,
into
though.
window.
Well, here's the thing, though. So Mac, the operating system that you're running natively has direct access to that really good CPU that you've got. But when you're running Boot Camp or Parallels, you're running through a virtualization layer to get access to that CPU, which
Right.
basically means you have a software, not a hardware. You have a software CPU,
Okay.
and that's going to perform a lot differently.
I don't understand you guys like
I'm gonna
Apple,
have to.
but
I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna have to
the
close my chart and start over.
to trade to trade, man, it needs to be Windows. You guys
Right.
need
I mean, I'm in Windows. I'm on a separate installation inside of my hard drive, which is
yeah,
called
yeah,
Boot
yeah.
Camp.
And but yeah, I understand. I know what you mean. It's just like bite the bullet and get
Well, the
a
thing that
window.
you'll just have to realize is when you're running a Windows virtual machine on Mac, um, all your software is having to get translated. It's not like if I was running a virtual machine on Windows, there's less translation. I'm going from English to English. I'm just like somebody in Texas versus somebody in New York talking. When you're dealing with Mac, there's a real language translation that has to take place, and your computer has to do real work to translate. Yeah,
But
to translate from Windows
if
to
not, you
to Mac.
and real time and all you guys get the hell out of Apple. You know the business that we are. Apple doesn't
So
work.
you're just Well, the thing is it can work. You're just not going to be able to do some of the more CPU intensive functions.
Uh,
You-
we do this at
So
professional level. That's the way I think. My thinking is that we are here to be professional. We are here to make money. If you're
I
a
think there's a lot of
weekender,
professionals that
if we
I
are
think
week
there's a lot of professionals that wish they made what we do.
no, no, I'm talking about not the money
I know.
now. I'm talking about in general. It's like, okay, what is our professional? Is to trade every day, right? So what do we need to do is a Windows. So let's get a window to work, to do this. This to get a Mac and try to go to some place and get something. It's not gonna. We are not a weekend traders, right? We are not this week. Everybody's at home. Everybody's trading. Those guys can use a Mac because for them no matter. And not that I had Mac now, I don't care. I have Apple. I do have, but I just don't use for that. That's all. I love Apple. I've been using Apple for so long. But not for this. Not for this. You guys need to.
I mean,
Uh,
quote me if I'm wrong, but I always thought Apple was just for college and art and music,
No,
and
Apple.
and Windows was for trading, more or less,
Well, the thing
like
is,
the industry.
the thing is, Apple started off with a creative flair and really got its roots there. And when it comes to, and I'm saying this as an Apple fan myself, when it comes to workload based applications, there are two operating systems that kind of rule the data center, and that's Windows and Unix. The world runs off of those two flavors. When it comes to ease of writing an application out of those two, Windows is an easier platform to write applications to because corporate America runs on Microsoft Windows. And so the vast majority of people out there are taught that operating system. If you want to write an app that pretty much everybody already knows how to run the operating system on, you're going to write it for Windows. And that's largely why the trading world is running on Windows. Um, that's that's why it's there. All
Nice. Thank you.
your data science tools are running on Unix and Windows. Can they be made to run on Mac? Yeah. Can you run them in virtualization? Yes. But realize that with virtualization, there's this artificial layer that lives between the operating system and the hardware, and that data translation, especially when you're dealing in something that is being updated every second, that Microsoft, I like the phrase they use. Microsoft calls it the hardware abstraction layer. That's the layer that exists between the hardware and the software. When you're running a virtual platform, two of those exist. I mean, you can make it work, but you're going to have performance issues.
Found out that it was.
what Wall Street's talking about? I think he's drunk or something. He's gonna re-elect him. He's
Yeah.
nuts.
Well, the
Biden to
election this year
renominate
is,
Trump.
yeah, Powell's position, the Fed chair position, is up for election. And Biden gets to say who he wants, but Congress votes. I'm pretty sure it's Congress votes the uh, the Fed chair in. Let me double check that real quick.
So, Lou, you're going to do the same way you were doing last week, where we're not going to get into you tell us to. Uh,
Yeah, same thing, same way,
okay.
same way. Biden is going.
Oh, my bad. The president does choose the Fed chair. The chair and vice chair are both chosen by the president from among the 7 members of the board of governors. And then that vote is confirmed by the Senate.
And when was
So,
that? That was at his
so,
time was okay.
so
So this
Powell,
bump was that then?
well, Powell assumed his position in February. So we have to assume that the vote took place in December or January. Did I just miss a post or something that said that Biden is official? There we go.
Yeah, made
That is actually big news that he's
it
going to
is. It is.
renominate Powell, because up until now, he has
Was the
been
air?
implying he was going to do that other guy. Or no, it actually wasn't a guy, it was a woman.
He found some dirty on him and said, "If you don't do this, I'm gonna do that with you. So give him this damn thing."
You know, when you only have a couple of levers to pull, like our Fed only has a couple of levers to pull, right? They can purchase more assets and they can adjust interest rates. That's really the levers they have, right? Um, and if those are the levers you pull, I don't think anybody in that chair could have managed us um, through this any better than Powell did. I mean, the things that we haven't liked about it, how's Powell responsible for that? I mean, we have pretty much record low interest rates. We're putting more money into the market than we ever have from an asset purchase perspective. I mean, the stock market's almost tripled from the low that it took. It's like 2.5 times or some crap like that. I don't, yeah,
Yeah, it's just
I
crazy.
don't know how you could blame Powell for anything in the economy.
Oh no, no.
I mean, people are complaining about unemployment right now, but it's because just stupid stuff is happening in unemployment, right? And it's not the Fed's problem.
As people now decide, it's like, you know what, pay
Expectations.
me more or I'm not going back to
Yeah,
work. Simple as that.
yeah. I mean, it's simple, right? The expectations. There's a couple of things that happened, right? One, COVID changed the expectations. They let us work from home for a year. They let us experience that. A lot of people learned to go from 2 household incomes to one, and then you've
Hmm.
got an entire group of people, retirees, people that were of retirement age that were still in the workforce. They just decided don't come back.
Yeah.
I mean, COVID and that work disruption just rebooted the workforce. I mean, it largely took the boomers out of the workforce.
I compare
And
us,
during that year,
I compare us like horses. You know, in the beginning, our civilization and all that, the horses were used for transportation, to work, to do everything. And look at the horses now. They go in $150,000 trailers with air conditioning and heaters and
recreation.
everything. Yeah, for recreation, right? So that's the same evolution that I see for the workers. Uh, it showed them that they have more power than they knew they had. And on the way out of but I feel bad because I was
Yeah.
a small business owner, and it was very
Mm-hmm.
hard for me to make my ends meet, or having more
It's
people
me.
working for me because I didn't have much margin on that. Because if you're
Mm-hmm.
thinking about the big companies, they have the money. You know, if they cut a little bit here and there, they're able to increase $2, $3 an hour. For a small business, it's very, very hard. $3 per employee a day, an hour, is a huge
It is.
increase. You know.
It is easier. The only advantage the big company has, though, over the small business is big companies tend to have better cash reserves, because ultimately what's going to happen is, I'm gonna kind of bucket and say all, because almost all companies, their largest cost is labor. And so the difference between the big company and the small company is the big company tends to have enough cash in the bank to let them survive the gap between I increased the labor, I increased the price of the product, and now I've got that revenue coming back. They can survive that transition a lot easier than your small business owner
I'll
can,
stop
because
you
most small
right there.
businesses are just going,
But we cannot, the small business, we cannot increase our price because the bigger companies have their price set a certain level that we cannot afford. Like I own a feed store, okay, and we have like it's like a Walmart of it's like a track supply. I don't know if you guys know what that
yeah, when
is.
we're talking a dollar or two, absolutely right. They're not going to change the
Yes,
price.
you
With
know,
COVID, we changed minimum wage from $8 to $15.
I don't know how
Labor
I would
labor costs
survive.
doubled.
I don't
And
know
so
how I would survive.
even for your big companies, they are raising the cost of goods. And so they are repricing everything based on labor today.
I'll tell you what, the people I bought
You can
track.
actually see it on Amazon. If you take a look at even something like Walmart, you used to the cost of an Amazon Prime versus the cost of a Walmart item, the costs were pretty close. And so it was real easy. I'm gonna get it from Amazon because I get it in 2 days. But as Amazon has increased their labor rate, that difference between the prime price and the price I can just go get it at the store has actually changed quite a bit. Most of those prime prices now are actually pretty much on par with what I could just drive down to Walmart and get.
Yeah, I didn't. For me, it
And
was
that's
very
because
hard.
Walmart's still paying like $8 an hour and Amazon's paying $15 an hour for their warehouse people.
The thing is,
But yeah,
on these big companies, they put a price like I when I had my store, like even a bag of feed, a horse or cow,
hmm
whatever. I was number one for Nutrina dealer for like couple years in a row. I sold so much of them. Semi trucks a week of feed, horse feed and cattle feed. Okay, so I was not
yeah,
little, but compared with those big
but you're not a
companies,
Tractor Supply, right?
no.
Yeah.
So what I bought, they starting to selling it their price, that everything that I sold in my store below my cost.
Yeah. Yeah, they were
Okay.
pricing you out of business, right?
Yes, so
Yeah.
for me it would be easier going there and buy everything they had and resell in my
And then turn around and
store.
resell it.
Yes, then go buy direct from the companies. And I complain with the companies, and the companies told me it's like no, they just they are
They're
buying the same
taking a loss.
price and they're taking a lot of bullshit, man. You
Yeah.
know how that is. They know that they're
Best Buy
gonna.
is actually Best Buy is actually notorious for doing it at the holidays. In retail, there's this concept called a loss leader.
Yes,
And the
yes.
purpose of that loss leader is to take something that everybody wants, that other stores have, and you're marking it down so that you're taking a loss every time you sell it, but you get that person in your store to buy
Hmm.
other higher margin stuff. And
Yeah.
so, they're doing that. You actually see it in oil today, right? The OPEC. OPEC has got such a big issue with fracking. Fracking competes with them
Hmm.
in potentially a pretty big way. So OPEC will very frequently oversaturate the supply of oil out there so that it's no longer cost effective to frack. The problem with fracking is those guys have to take on an inordinate amount of capital. It is very, very expensive to start a fracking operation. And if it's no longer profitable to get a barrel of oil out of the ground and you still have all those bills you have to pay, it creates a very real problem. And so that's OPEC's lever. Instead of like just lowering the price and taking a loss, they just increase production and let the supply drive the cost of oil down.
Yeah.
And they're doing that to try to keep these frackers under control.
It's just.
It's a nasty freaking it's a nasty practice. That's, as a person who likes capitalism and I like free market and what competition brings, That's the ugly underbelly of capitalism right there, where people do stuff like that.
Yeah, when somebody came and approached me, say, I want to buy your name, buy your. I did not
Hmm.
sell the building, but they wanted my name, uh,
You wanted your
website,
brand and the
and my
customer to like
yeah,
it.
my customer base and my inventory, and gave me a price that I could not say no. So like, well, I'll go for it. And I sold it. But I had that business for close to 15 years, man. It was hard, and I built it
And
from
you've had a
a
couple.
$1,000. Oh yeah, yeah.
I know you ran a U-Haul
I
place.
had
You've
two
run.
U-Haul places. Yeah, I have two feed stores. I have few things.
You haven't done restaurant, have you?
I never would.
Had this- Oh my gosh,
I'll never do
those guys
restaurant
work
or bar.
so. Those guys work so hard for
Yeah,
so little.
yeah.
Those
Um,
franchise owners, they'll work 6 or 7 days a week for 65, 70 grand a year.
yeah, yep, 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 yep.
Hey, quick question.
Mhm.
Um, Lou,
Oh shoot.
you have your two contract deal. I'm only doing one, but you have your first target set at 43. I just had a one contract deal where my stop loss was 80 and my profit was 82, just to kind of have them out of the way, just to adjust after
Yeah,
you got in the trade. Is
Mhm.
that okay?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Because
Okay.
I'm gonna
Because
move.
I didn't know if your first contract you were going to take it at 43 every time, or you were just going to adjust it according
I'm
to
gonna
price
adjust
action.
accordingly. Yes, I'm gonna
Okay,
adjust
okay,
accordingly.
gotcha.
That contract's not gonna be above that. It's gonna be from there down.
Okay, I'll change it to that then.
So I can adjust, like if I see that is not gonna give me that 20 points, but can give me 15, 16 points, I'll take it. So when we get in, we change close to a trend line or a fib, so we readjust on that.
Okay, I'm going to reset it then.
But I'm not going to move up. No, that's going to be our profit target. Maximum of that.
So we're looking at, with one contract, a maximum of $40 per trade, more or less.
Yes.
Which, by the way, I mean, if I pull up a calculator real quick, 5 minutes before the open, but using the 1,000, oh mouse, there it is. And we say $40 divided by 1,000. 40 divided by, I hit numlock. Let's try
A,
that again.
a
40 divided by
thousand.
1,000.
What do you mean 1,000?
If you have a $40 profit target and a $1,000 opening account, that's a 4% return
Ah,
that day.
gotcha. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And a 4% return in one day is huge. Huge.
You got to think in terms of that percentage rather than the actual dollar
You
amount.
do. You
Yeah,
do.
yeah.
You have to think in terms of points or percent. And I like to think of in terms of percent, because if you factor in what happened in 2002 and 2009, and you kind of go back to the heyday in the 90s with that big ramp up that we had, if you know, we had that big ramp up, and then we had 2002 happen, we had 2009. But if you look at like that running 20, 25-year period, everybody talks about the stock market goes, 10% per year on average. Sure, it does if you look at the last 100 years. If you look at the last 25 years with these major corrections that we've had since the introduction of our new monetary policies, it hasn't been 10%. It's been closer to 5.5. And when you can move your account balance by 4% in a day, when the S&P 500 is moving 5 to 7% a year, don't get greedy. All right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's that thing you've always talked about, Joel, and I agree with you. I've always seen it that way where, people are going, oh, I made 10% a year this year and blah, blah, blah. I'm going, that doesn't excite me at all.
Yeah. I mean, when I see these money managers talking about, certain percents, I just take a look at like the S&P 500, and you can put your money in an index and you don't have to pay a third party to manage it. Yeah, you don't have to pay a third party to manage it for you. And so why not just go straight to the freaking index? If they're going to balance you out and risk adjust you and everything, I think there's two places. I am not a licensed financial advice. This is a financial advisor. This is my opinion only. Um, just put your money in an index or a target date fund. If you want to have bonds and stuff like bonds and cash as part of your portfolio, those freaking target date funds work really well. And Vanguard is known in the industry for having the lowest rates for management fees. I've always personally had an issue paying people to manage my money where I could just put money in an index fund myself. Especially when you take something like Robinhood that lets you get into fractional shares, you don't have to have the full dollar value to get into something. You can get access to bigger things for, $1. There's no excuse at that point. That's the one thing I think Robinhood has really done well is the way that they've done their fractional shares with fractional dividends. I don't think it's used enough. Market opens in 1 minute. Schwab does fractional shares too. I would have thought with their acquisition of TD Ameritrade America, we would have seen it in TD Ameritrade by now. I keep waiting for it, hopeful. That will completely change their game for the better.
Ten seconds.
Ding, ding, ding.
That's some movement this time.
Yeah. I think we're gonna go down.
That is my current mid to long term bias.
Yeah. The 30 seconds is pretty decent to the upside now.
Was
3 minutes starting to curve.
Yep, I'm gonna assume down. I
Oh
assumed
shit.
too soon.
Yeah.
Goodness gracious, that's funny.
Come back
Yep,
down.
that is.
Why the hell I have 3?
Were we supposed to take that with
Yeah, I
you?
saw that. I was like,
No, sir.
Okay, I did, but it was good. So,
Yeah, remember, I tell you guys.
okay, sorry about that. But it was a winner.
Yeah, I'm going to disconnect it.
So that's the 141 on a higher time frame fib that I've got in place here.
Oh shit, look at that. Damn.
That is a heck
Yeah,
of a candle.
that's the daily ABCD at 141.
Ah, okay.
Shit.
Well, that 43 is only a 10-point target, isn't it? I was thinking it was a 20-point target.
Okay, why the hell I have three?
If you've oversized, the habit that I have is I just quickly try to peel one off and then manage what I have left. Feel like hypnotizing the market. You're getting sleepy.
Right.
Think of a warm place.
Let us know when you get that chart back up.
Yeah, yeah, I will. Sorry about that, guys. I messed it up here bad. Sorry about that. Okay, now it's all. I had all my accounts triple, so I was over 200 and something contracts on that one. So I got a little sweaty here. Sorry about that. Was one of those tun 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 tuns. Like, what the heck is going on? I was trying to get out when I was still getting in. All right, I should be back. Am I back?
Yep.
Yes, you're back
Okay.
now.
Quick question: did you want that first target was at, or a target with one was only 10 points? Did you mean for that to be 20?
It was just 10 points.
Yeah, 43 is just 10 points. It's only made $20 off that.
Yeah, I need to change. Damn it. I need to get out again. Well, let's stay with that for now. I'm not gonna mess with that right now. Okay, guys, let's see what we can do here.
This is some decent volatility.
It is very nice.
That is a big freaking wick on top of this candle, though, so let's pay attention to this.
I fucking make my money for the week already just on that trade. 200 NQs. Holy
You and
shit.
your happy accidents.
Yeah, yeah, right.
Yeah.
It's like that time I woke up and I was in a trade I didn't know about.
Yeah, fucking. You gotta be kidding me? Ah! Was like double each one and triple each one that I had on each account. Like, oh, so I was taking profit in one account and the other one was still filling it up, and the other, the main was one of those was moving so fast. We do have a report at 10 as well. All right, guys, let's get in here. Well, better say I am getting in here, and I'll move this one up.
So with one contract, you still want us to have our first target as 10 points, not 20? Or our only target, or just wherever you put it?
Yes, do what I'm doing right here, man.
Yep. Just do that.
Yeah, because 10 points is your high probability target. The second target may or may not hit. And so when you're doing that first week, you want to lock in profit.
Absolutely.
Okay, now everything's looking good on
What?
my end here. Whew. I'm sweaty now. I don't even need the heater.
I guess I wasn't paying attention. We're at new all-time highs.
Are we?
Yeah,
Oh
that ABCD
shit.
on the
Oh yeah.
yeah, that 141 that we hit on the ABCD created. Yeah, that was off the daily. That's new
Okay.
all-time highs.
All right, guys. Another trade positive, right? Y'all?
Allow me to translate that. I went long at
I went
all-time high.
long too. With
Yes,
with two contracts, 2, 10, 12, 18.
I got a little worse feel. I'm assuming I should still be in.
Yeah, it's still being it still. You good now?
Am now.
Okay, good.
So two positive trades for $40.
Good.
There you go. Uh,
Scratching it back.
whoop 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 whoop.
First target hit. Second target hit. Sip. Third target hit.
Oh.
Just thought I'd catch up since I haven't been
Yeah.
saying it.
Yeah.
Hey Lou, if you don't mind saying, what'd you make on that first trade? You having 200 contracts by accident?
Let's see. I need to edit. Let me get the calculator because I had three accounts.
So, not enough finger and toes.
No, I need to get
Yeah.
a calculator.
You can just say a lot. I mean, it's pretty a lot.
Yeah. 380,000.
That's
Awesome.
And second target hit. There you go, guys. Done.
Amazing.
Oh, look at that, guys. Was precision, huh? Because what do we do here? R2, right? We always have
Yep.
a bounce off the R2, and I didn't want to fight with that. So, how much, Greg?
What's that now?
So far, how many points are you up?
I only got 9.
9 points? Okay, you did
Yeah,
not enter before. This was your first one.
that was my first one,
Yep.
and I as soon as I saw your first target go, I just let mine go anyways, and I didn't get as good a fill. So, but uh,
Okay.
I'm fine.
That's okay. 9 points.
Yep.
And three accounts, right?
Yeah, across 3.
Nice.
Yes, sir.
The name of the game. Brian, how you doing?
20 points.
Cool.
I took that first trade with you. I didn't know I wasn't supposed to, but it was
Yep,
good.
yep. I'm still dripping. Man, I'm dripping sweat. I'm dripping, dripping. I'm serious about it. I'm dripping sweat still. I think I'm gonna leave for
Hey,
a walk or
hey, hey,
something.
hey, Lou. A casual observation.
Mm-hmm.
That difference in the cost of the house that you didn't want to pay for,
Ah,
you just
shut
made it.
up. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. And the house was sold too. So you know.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
If I was ready, I would
I
have bought
heard
it.
all about it. My wife heard she was not
And
a
I'm
good
picturing
day.
it, the basketball court downstairs, stick a couple
Yeah,
of arcade machines down there.
yeah,
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 yeah. I
yeah.
could turn that into a really nice man cave.
Oh, it was has a bar, has a wet bar, and everything else downstairs already. Was
I
nice.
assume it had like a door at the top of the stairwell, so you could like close the door to keep sounds and stuff away from the rest of the house.
Oh yeah, yeah. The basement was like a 20 foot. It was a 20-foot ceiling.
Ceiling.
Yeah.
That's not a
Uh,
basement at that point, by the way. That's like an underground lair.
it is, and then under that has the basketball. So we had 3 layers. They dig deep on that thing.
Dang,
Yeah,
that is crazy.
it is. Yeah, inside the house you would not hear any. If you look the house, a normal house, like a normal ranch house, everything was underground.
Hmm.
So
Oh, really? It looks like a one story, and
yeah,
so there's two levels underneath the
down.
main. Oh,
Yes,
okay.
down.
Is that on a hill so that like
Nope,
that
nope,
basement's
flat,
walkout?
flat as can be. No, if you drive on
So
the
you
road,
can't
you
have
have
any.
no idea.
So you can't have any bedrooms down there because there's no egress.
Bedroom, yeah, they had bedrooms down there. Not bedrooms, like compartment, like bedrooms,
Yeah,
I
yeah, yeah.
guess.
Yeah,
Had
you wouldn't. Yeah,
shower,
like
had
you're saying, you
everything
wouldn't
down
want.
there.
Yeah, you just wouldn't want people sleeping down there because if a fire broke out, there's no way for them to get out.
Oh yeah, if you fire break out on the door, you screw, you're done. Has
Yeah,
no way out. Just one way in, one way out.
yeah. That is one adaptation I would put in.
Yeah,
Is I would have a
drills
I would have well
inside.
the way military underground institutions have
Mhm.
where roughly a few hundred feet away from the main entrance they basically have a ladder, right?
Yes, yes.
So you go through like a little tunnel hallway to a ladder
And
where you
go.
crawl out of a
Yeah,
manhole on top.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. That
I
is
would have
true.
something like that put in.
Yeah, that is true. Even if you have a fire from the on basketball area, you'll not be able to get into the
Yeah,
first level, underground level, to go to the house.
On that
yeah.
trade, Lou, you took
Yes.
that because it broke your trend line, correct? And then
Let me.
the look of it.
I don't even remember, man.
Oh,
I'm gonna be honest with you
It was
guys.
right
I
here
would
on the
not have
retest
expected.
to go this
I would
high.
not have expected.
yep.
Well, this I wouldn't have expected this powerful of a move
Me
to go
neither.
this high today.
Me neither.
Not right out of the gate.
No.
Yeah.
So
It concerns me that I might not have another trade today.
I took here, took profit here, and another profit here, and then I took right on the rebounds when we broke the trend, come back, retest the daily trend. That's when I took it again. Took
Right.
one off and another off here. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I was just recapping because that was the trade that the first one we took together.
This one, yes.
That one, correct? Yeah.
But that was
So
the
I,
reason I took, because we went up and we came down, and as soon
yep,
as we came to this candle, I got in.
yep, cool.
We'll find another one here. I'm just waiting because now, guys, we're an all-time
Absolutely.
high,
Yep.
right? We're on 16,700. But I don't see it. Hold on, Phil. I don't understand the entrance of the trade. I got in, but confused about reasoning of what
About
did I
why?
miss on the chart to see better. Okay, let me uh check out the 10 minutes and the 3 minutes. Uh, the 10 minutes is telling me that's gonna go up. It's gonna do a continuation up. We still here, but this is a flag. This is just a flag. Because the 10
And
minutes and 3 minutes is pushing up. So what I did, instead of just hop on, look what I did. Went up, broke, came back down, and on this, came up. And as soon as this came up, I knew it would be continuation to go up. I'll wait to do 3/4 of my candle. I got in, and there we went.
and the first trade was a opening session
Yeah,
move,
yeah.
and
This
so that
here,
that was
I'm not
very
gonna.
high risk,
Yeah,
right?
this here, I don't gonna talk about it.
But
It's not.
the second trade was a flag break with
Yeah.
1 and 3 momentum for sure, and the longer time frame, like my directional time frame had started to turn up. Hadn't crossed over fully yet, but was showing some weakness there.
Yeah.
So
Does that
that's why
make
I
sense?
entered the same one.
including everything. Doesn't need to be 3/4, no, guys. I don't want you guys to wait. Ah, no, it was half. It's not 3/4. I'm just saying like on the way up. But since we had this trend here, I entered by the trend that confirmed by the candle. Don't wait. It's like, oh, Lou said it's 3/4. It's 5/8. Let's not fucking go in. No, no, no. Don't do that.
5/8. Oh, no.
Oh, I love it. That's great. That's
Yeah,
great right
so
there.
let's
Man,
get it.
missed that trade by 1/8. Dadgummit.
Yeah, 1/8. 1/8, 100 points
One thing,
up.
right? The one thing I pay attention to candle size on, there's two things I pay attention to when looking for like a scalp entry, right? I'm looking for that 1 minute candle. Are we halfway through it? I will really want to enter in on the second half of the candle. And as far as like size of that candle goes, I'm paying attention to how tall that candle is relative to the volume it's produced so far.
uh,
Those are the only two times I care about size or time of candle.
Phil,
So like if that candle's real big and we're, in the second half of the candle, but the volume is nowhere near where it should be, I pay attention to that.
yes, it is another flag. Uh, could we play the same way? For sure, we could do it.
We are at the 150 on the daily ABCD. This is
Yeah,
a common reversal point.
yeah,
So pay attention to, I really question longs right here.
and
But
that's
I'm also
why.
not seeing a reversal.
Yeah, that's why I was going to say, but Doyle jumped on me and said that. But we are getting to the 150 on this candle, on this flag, and I don't want it to go, uh, on an all-time high, on a break of the uptrend and going long. We can be going all the way to 17,000 today, but it's just, it's little. I prefer look for a pullback
So
and then go long
here, here's
again.
what here's what world economies, especially banks, like, right? They like predictability. Because if you can predict the behavior of something, they use that for the market. And so they spent the last 4 years getting to know how Powell behaves in the market. So Biden saying that he's going to recommend Powell for reelection, the market is really going to like that news. And I think that's what we're seeing right here is
Yeah.
people are baking in the fact that Powell's going to get reelected and that he's going to continue his monetary policy the way that he does it.
And and the other
And
thing
that's
is,
a big global thing. So not just
yeah.
U.S. investors are going to pay attention to
Oh
that.
yeah.
Worldwide, people are going to be looking at that decision because those are the monetary policy sets price over the long term. And so when the guy who sets policy, yeah, it's a big thing.
And everybody's out. Everybody's talking about in families and everything. And I always told you guys that before a big weekend. Today
We
is
like to
almost
go into holidays with good news.
with good news. Because now, why you think he told us this today? Because he's nice with us? Hell no. Because he know that
It would have been better.
everybody's
Wednesday,
traveling. Everybody's in the
Wednesday would have
airport.
been a great day.
Yeah. Oh yeah, tomorrow would be perfect day, but I guess you wanna just kick the
So
week off.
now, well, I think the challenge over the next couple of days is now you just got to keep it up,
Yeah. And
right?
talk
Don't let it like fall down below last week, for example.
correct. Yeah. And the other thing here, next week, look how amazing would be. Last week we were bitching about it. We just had to take this trade, right? And all this had to go up. So this week we took profit here, and then we took profit here. Bam.
And
Next week would be one here, one there, and this one's gonna stay here and let this thing run. And then we're gonna start seeing me again with my 100 points, 200 points, 300 points, and so on. Then you guys are gonna see it, how much your account's gonna double.
I missed that. What'd you say, Lou?
Last week
Sorry.
we did here, right? From
Yeah.
here we took out of here, and then we're like, oh man, next week we're gonna have two, so
Oh, right.
right, and then we took it.
Yep.
Imagine another week from now, we're gonna have take this, and
And the third one
hold
runs.
the
Yep.
third one, and keep on going. That was gonna be like freaking amazing, amazing, amazing. So I cannot wait.
Hey, Greg, you trade one or two today?
We're just doing one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I just want to keep building up just the green days in a row, low stress.
Yeah. And we do have the report at 10 o'clock, 7 minutes, so I am not going to get in any trade until then. Oh, Brad.
Yeah.
I know it was Robbie that was still the bat in his back, right?
Mm,
Robbie was like, oh, how you guys doing?
Hey, Lou, you're definitely not taking a trade till 10.
Yeah, I'm not taking a trade
Okay.
until 10. Seven
Okay.
minutes. Yep.
I'm gonna take a quick break then. Be right back.
Yep. I cannot take a trade here at all. Even if it was 10 o'clock, I would not take no trades here. What would you do? Everything says gonna keep on going up, but how you get in? Hmm. I have this baby here. I have this daily trend right there. Look. Freaking Doyle. Oh.
Already shaved
I
off.
just got.
What is it, 4?
I just.
Yeah, already shaved off 4.
I just picked up one of those 55% offers.
Yeah, did you
Oh,
see his
you lose 55
lifetime?
off.
His lifetime
Yeah,
too.
so you can take your time
I
with
get.
it.
Yeah, you can get three.
Yeah.
Is
Or
that
you
for
can
the
get one,
Apex?
or you can get one big
No,
one and
no,
take your time
Lilu.
getting it. Yeah, Lilu's doing a 2-day flash sale at like a pre-Black Friday, 2 days.
Oh, right.
Yeah, today and tomorrow I think is what the ad was. It's in our funded trader
Gotcha. Gotcha.
thing is.
And don't forget,
I did put it there, right?
yeah, don't forget to use our thing.
Oh, by
Our,
the way, in that funded trader thing, I've tightened it up, and as sales and discounts end, I'm just going to be deleting those and keeping current stuff in it.
yeah, that's a good idea. But, what about you, Profit? Whatever, eat to learn or
Earn to trade.
earn to trade, they don't have any special?
I'll have to keep my eye out on those. I don't always get emails for them. I won't get any emails for you, Profit, because I've never signed up for anything. I'll have to just check those.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you guys hear of anything, you can let one of us know and we can stick it out there.
Yeah. Let's see if can find some. But it was pretty cool that Lilu and Apex are fighting like this.
Mm-hmm. I think it'll drive some good change with Lilo. I think it will.
Do you think that guy is gonna be able to handle?
So one thing I've noticed with that guy, he is automating a lot of stuff that Lilu didn't have automated.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, yeah, he's making his very multiple account friendly. Yep.
Interesting.
Well, he's a tech guy, right?
Yeah, yeah,
And so it
yeah,
makes
yeah,
sense
yeah.
that he would be leveraging his tech background to try to manage that.
Quick question on, say I had two live U profits and then I opened up an NT account. Um, what license key do you use? Because
You do
U
not
profit.
you do not need the multi-broker to trade these rhythmic prop accounts with a NinjaTrader.
Oh, you don't.
You do not. You need the multi-broker if you're going to trade live accounts with TD Ameritrade or Interactive Brokers. I pinged them. They told me I didn't. I trusted that. I got that one, and it works fine for me.
Oh, okay. So you
Yeah.
use a U profits license key and everything's fine.
Oh, well, I actually have the NinjaTrader license.
Well, what I'm
I didn't
saying is I
try
have U
that free one.
profits. So is that you? I'm having to use their license key. So is that going to work with having an NT account too, using
And
U
and
profits
see,
license key?
and C is gonna give you their own key, and you're just gonna need to sign in to the e-profit. That's all. The same we do with the Lulu. And C will be a better license than the
Well,
Well,
e-profit.
I think he's trying to avoid paying for
Avoiding pay. If you get to
the
NC,
NinjaTrader
if you
license.
get to a private account, you're gonna need to pay for it.
Yeah, I'm not trying to avoid paying for anything because I'm not sure what you're talking about there. It's just that UProfit gives you their own license key to use. So is that going to affect UProfit if I'm having to use an NT license key?
No,
Oh, no.
not at all.
If you buy the NT license, you can still trade you profit just fine.
Yeah.
I just
Okay.
don't think it works the other way around.
So what were you talking about trying to save fees or money? What did you mean by that?
I don't know. I didn't say. Oh, Doyle said that. Oh,
Yeah,
10
no.
o'clock. 10 o'clock, guys. No.
Okay. Never mind.
And people must like it.
Yeah. It's gonna be
Yeah, they
directional
must.
day, huh?
Yeah, I think it will be a directional day. Today's going to be a good day to just have your. Today's going to be a good day to trade the way you're teaching people to trade.
I don't know. I'm not comfortable. Since we're an all-time high, a lot of technicals is showing us that we are going up. But I hate to be an all-time high because people are stupid, and we're gonna have so many stupid people trading this week that they're gonna be shorting this all-time high, shorting this all-time. You know what I mean? Um,
So play flag breaks and get SIP quickly, right?
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
that's how you play a grinding market is
No,
you take the
yeah, but
flag
that's
breaks
not the
and move
way
to
that
SIP.
we are. I'm trying to give more space to. Yeah, for sure. If you wanna to, to get into it and
That bounce was one tick away from my last target. One tick. I'm not a fan of that happening.
yeah, I bet.
Sucker, give me my tick. There it went.
You see like sales there, 117,
Mm-hmm.
118.
Nom 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 nom
Yeah,
nom.
holy shit, man. And that's
I'm
look
telling you.
more.
I'm telling you, big money likes what they heard about
Yeah.
Powell.
Oh yeah.
Because I don't see any reason why the Senate's going to say no to that.
Oh yeah. No, they won't. 10 minutes, 3 minutes, everything is like up, up, up. But if you guys see right here how much volume we had, and right here for how much volume we have here, that's what I don't like it to go long.
One thing I've noticed about this Lilu versus Apex thing is it's caused Lilu to really step up their value-added services. They are really stepping up their YouTube social media interaction.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they're doing things like, and it's I really like what they're doing, um, from a attracting future repeat visitors. They're announcing a giveaway in their YouTube video.
Mhm.
And in the YouTube video, in the next one, they're randomly selecting out of people who comment. So this is how they're getting comments. In order to enter to the drawing, you have to comment on the YouTube video. And then in order to determine whether or not you won, you have to watch their next YouTube video so that you can see if you won or not.
Interesting.
Yeah, they're announcing their winners in their next YouTube video, which forces you to come back and watch that one if you want to see if you won. And if they announce you and you weren't there, they don't have to pay it out. Yeah, they're pretty smart about it.
And that report, so you guys know, was a bad report.
Uh,
We
we
broke down
we
on
were
sales.
expecting down. Was it worse than expectation?
Yeah, yeah. Oh, that spike up there
My gosh.
was a good sign of a reverse.
Existing home sales last month was up 7%. It's up 0.8% this month. That's a big difference. Of course, we're probably going to see that for next month and month after as well because people don't like to sell their homes and move during the holidays.
Or winter time.
Yeah, especially up north. It sucks moving up north in the wintertime.
Hmm.
Oh.
Let's see if we can get this shoulder here. The report was the sell houses,
Yeah,
existing
existing home
houses.
sales.
Yeah. Dory, if you see something very special for them, would you let them know? I need to go to the house here real quick for like 10 minutes. I'll be right back, okay,
Well,
guys?
yeah, I don't think we'll have a high probability
I
entry
don't think
long to play off of.
I don't think
The
so
next might
either.
be a short opportunity if what we're seeing here shapes up to be a head and shoulders, but we need to wait for that right shoulder to tee up. While we're kind of in this in-between state, do you guys have any questions?
Just what you were saying right there, you might have a short. So in other words, you would take the short on the right shoulder on a retrace to say 50 or 60%. Is that what you're saying?
No. For head and shoulders plays, I really like to stick to head and shoulders profit targets. So basically 150% of neck to head is the high probability target. If we've got one, that's the profit target is 150% of neck to head. If you've got two, yeah, that second one would sit at the either the 38 or the 50%.
Okay.
But that 150% neck to head, the reason I say that instead of like that, the market will teach you that the profit target is neck to head. That you'll get that as a 100% move down. The problem is that frequently fails. I mean, frequently fails. It will very frequently make its way to the 150% of neck to head and then turn around and come back up to retest the neckline. Once it retests that neckline, it may or may not come back down. It'll frequently continue up.
When you say 150% of neck to head, you mean the left neck to the head, right?
I tend to take the shorter of the two necklines, and so if the right neckline is a little bit higher than the left, I'll anchor it to that right neckline.
So you draw from the top of that down to the bottom of that on the right neckline.
It's always bottom to top
Oh, okay.
to get the retracement, right? It'll be bottom to top. Because if we drew top to bottom, it's going to give us retracements up.
Right. That was kind of what was confusing me a little bit.
Yeah. That's the one, you typically draw your fibs always left to right. But in this case, if the right neckline looks like it's a more proper neckline than the left, in that case, you're going to draw them from right to left. Like right here, looking at this left one, for example, right now, the one that's already formed,
Right.
we've got this wick down here, but then we've got this location where the bodies were. I kind of like that location where the bodies are because that location is also the wick of this candle as well. And so, I would be inclined to say that right now my bias is that that's the neckline.
Got it.
But we have to wait to see how this plays out because we didn't really come down to form a new neckline, and we might go up.
But you will normally draw from B to C on the right shoulder in order to see where it's going to reverse down below around
From an
161.
ABCD down. But
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
that's a good move for an ABCD pattern. When that ABCD pattern is a right shoulder for a head and shoulders, I like to look at that 150. I like to look at the 150 of the neck to head. And then if you go ahead and overlay that other set of fibs, that's where congruence can come in, right? If you see something like the 150 of this lines up with the 161 or the 188 of that small ABCD, you'll want to pay attention to those numbers, right?
Right.
Because congruence is a thing in the market. When you see multiple fibs or multiple trend lines lining up, I tend to think that the more indicators you have lining up on something, that increases the odds that even more eyes are paying attention to that level.
Okay. When you say congruence, you mean confluence too, confluence? Or?
Yeah, agreement, right?
Okay, gotcha.
Whenever,
Okay.
yeah, multiple things are converging on that one price location.
I'm back.
Yeah, right now it looks like since we're higher than that left shoulder, we might be working on either a double top or a 3 drives here.
Yeah.
I like the price action for a double top
And
from a
usually,
divergence perspective.
usually we do a double top on all-time highs and works pretty well. I've seen few times. Are you guys here?
Yep.
Yep.
Everybody's so quiet.
Oh, I was just getting the stuff together to post Rubby's trader profile.
And I'm going through my charts trying to find out where the hell you got that your green line there anchored, Lou.
I'll show you. Hold on.
I went through all your charts this morning, but I still couldn't
No,
pick it
no,
up.
this one's a new one.
Ah,
Let me see that one. I just right here from here to here.
okie dokie, got it. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Could have been a third drive on the 1 minute.
What is it?
The three drives on the 1 minute.
Yeah, that's what we
The
were.
last three highs. Yeah, have been lower on momentum.
Oh shit! What happened here? I moved. Yeah, that's why we. That's what we were looking at. These three drives here, if you don't count the spark.
Mhm.
I just my issue, guys, is with the style that we are doing it. I don't feel comfortable going short here unless we can sip right away.
And
But I don't want to panic.
our higher probability area is the 161 on the daily, and that's at
Yep,
790.
yep.
Yep.
And the way that I'm doing this program is we adding it. Is not the specific entrance. I do not feel comfortable shorting, and if you go against us, adding it again. You know, I don't want
Yeah,
that
that
to
makes sense.
happen. Uh, I talked to you guys last week, and I talked to you guys since the beginning. Like I'm comfortable going long and adding it on a long, but I'm not comfortable adding on a short for now. You know, if we turn and that's the way we are going, okay, we add into a short, it don't add it to a long, but as right now as the market is, um, I'm not comfortable adding into a short. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yep.
Because I mean, this thing can just with news like that leading up to a holiday, this market could just grind up.
Yeah,
Another thing to be careful of is this is a holiday week, which basically means that news event that happened and this opening drive that we have, this might be it for the day.
could be two, could be just sideways all the way through it. Which
Yeah. I mean, let's
if we have range, we can play the range. That would be no problem at all, you know.
yeah, at that point
Like
you
130.
just tighten things up a little bit, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Just look for smaller profit targets.
So in which we have for them, which 1 point or 10 points, you know. So if we're between 30 and 40 points, we can play the range. There'll be no problem. But we need to wait for the range to be made. So like I said, is something that we need to be patient. I know it hurts, but
Hey, Doyle, on Tyler Rubino, I had no idea who that was. I'm assuming that's Rubby.
You know what? Yeah, I think I'll put. I
Yeah, we
think
might
I'll
have put that
tag
under
that with the
there.
screen name there.
I get the Rubby now, Rubino, Rubby.
Yep.
That's pretty funny. No one knows my actual name.
Yeah, Zach, who the heck is Tyler Rubino?
What is saying here, Greg? The 1 hour
Just
chart.
yeah, it's a 1 hour chart. What are your thoughts on that red
Yeah, I
trend line?
like it. I like it a lot. That's 1 hour.
Yeah, I mean that's what I used to get it, but
Yeah. No,
I mean
I
I don't
like
know.
it. Let's see
All right.
here.
Rubby, have you always had that F at the end of your? Has it always been Rubby F?
I think it's always been Ruby F on Discord, but
Oh, okay.
Ruby's fine. Like Ruby's my like actual nickname.
Okay. Yeah, I've just never noticed the F there.
I never noticed either.
That's pretty funny. Yeah, the F's always been there, but yeah, Ruby's what people call me. You don't have to call me Ruby F.
Ruby F.
Oh,
Oh, yeah, I've been too scared to ask about your nickname until I saw your last name, so now I'm fine.
oh yeah. that's
It's funny
that's
when
a
I met my
porn
girlfriend. She's
nickname.
like, my girlfriend's like, when I like first met her, she's like, I don't really want to know why your nickname's Ruby. And I'm like, why? She's like, I don't know. It sounds like it could be very weird, and I don't want to know why. I was like, it's literally just my last name. Like, it's my last name starts with Rub, and people just called me Ruby in high school for some reason, and it just stuck through high school and college.
Well,
There's
most of the
no
people I
like,
was with in the most of the folks I was with in the Navy called me Alex. And it's because you get in the habit of calling people by the last name, Alexander, and then just trim that short to Alex. And so nobody outside of the Navy ever called me Alex. but but most of the folks I knew in the Navy knew me by Alex.
I think my nickname started like sophomore year of high school when I played soccer, and for some reason it just stuck the rest of my life for some reason.
They call me Tater Salad.
You sound like
Uh,
tater salad. This is Greg giving me work for my money on this trend. I could not get right, but I guess I did. No.
Oh, yeah, I have to zoom in. I don't even know if
Yeah, but it's a good trend. I did not
now I am
know.
also doing micros, Lou, so it might be maybe a skosh off, maybe.
Could be, yeah, yeah, could be. No, no, it works. It's good. For hourly trend, it's pretty good. Nothing wrong at all.
Yeah, and I zoomed in on the 15, and it hits those first three wicks perfectly. So I zoomed in.
I think we're gonna come to the 845 range in the end of the day today. Be about 100 points up. We need to get to a trade here, starting take advantage of this. 3 minutes is turning to the downside, but I'm not getting too much into that. I'm not too worried. 10 minutes is still up. Guys, I'm sorry, but I'm not comfortable going either way as right now. I don't see anything as right now.
Yep.
I hate it, because I know we're here to make money, but I guess
Oh, wait. Let me clarify.
not
We're here
making
to not
money.
lose
Not
first.
lose, exactly. No, that's what I'm saying. Not losing, I guess, is
Yeah,
making it. So,
Oh yeah.
yeah. A black day is better than a red day. So
yes. Yep, sir.
Yeah, definitely don't be taking anything just to get a trade in.
Yeah, I won't. I won't. Don't worry about that.
I'm just wondering if this should, I mean, I took a little scalp here and I'm tightening my profit targets up because I don't want to go too far against the trend.
Like things were all time high, and people see that. This is stupid, but they
Yeah.
see that shit.
That's one thing about me on counter trend moves. When I'm trading counter trend, I I'm looking for like a tight profit target.
Yeah.
And I'll move into SIP. Like you see me sometimes, I'll move into SIP a lot faster than others. When I think I'm trading counter trend, I
Mhm.
wanna I wanna get to SIP and I want to tighten that target up because it might not be a good pullback. Like right now, I'm looking at this, and this actually could be a it's an ugly lopsided head and shoulders though.
Look how many buyers are there coming up on that.
They keep they keep they keep stepping in.
Yeah.
The
Look.
other thing that I'm looking at though is I'm looking at the momentum has just been steadily falling, which can happen. I mean, we see that all the time when the market's on a
Yeah.
grinding up day. We'll
Mhm.
see momentum just fall all day long, but momentum just, not sorry, not momentum, price just keeps going up.
Going up.
And on my 1 minute, my volume hasn't crossed over to say this is really bearish yet. I just took that scalp because my Renko gave me a little crossover and I thought I could get, 5 to 7 points out of it.
I checked the 3 minutes turning, but the 10 minutes is
3 minutes,
still way up.
yeah, it is.
You know.
3 minute, this could be, I mean, depending on what the week is setting up for, this could just be a flag on a 3 minute. I mean, we've only had, we had a one candle flag, which I don't really consider one candle a flag. And then we had two candles pop up, but both of those candles were inside candles. And so we never, I mean, yeah, technically that was a flag, but I really like flags to at least break a candle, and it didn't. We've never this red candle that we just made on the 3 minute, that last one, was the first red candle that really broke out of an inside candle move.
Yeah. I seen that.
Yeah, that last 3 minute candle is the first bearish sign that we've had.
2 minutes, huh, Phil? I don't look much at 2 minutes. 3 minutes look bearish as right now. I don't know if that's much difference from, and 30 seconds does too.
Yeah, and that 1 minute has just been diverging for a while.
Yeah,
I'm going to take a break. I'll be back in a few minutes.
yeah. So I don't know why would 2 minutes. What is your MACD? Uh, I'm assuming that's where you're looking at it. What is your numbers on your MACD? Is the same as ours? Ah, the bowling band. Okay, gotcha.
So, what are you looking at right here, Lou? What's kind of your overall and what you're looking for?
We are in the mass. That's what I'm looking at here right now. Because we are on all-time highs. The high momentum, high time frames are going up still, but the lower time frame is going down. 30 seconds change all the time, which any candle, right? So we don't worry about much about 30 seconds. Uh, and I think, like Doyle was saying, we might be in on this area here for the rest of the day,
Right.
which happened before. But let's see if we can get a drop or something, do something here to give us a little, because now we don't have a B point to go to. We don't have anything. We don't have anything. We're just in the middle of nowhere with no patterns.
Could that be a
Oh,
little? Could that be a little head and shoulders on the 30-second there starting to form?
we could be doing it. Yeah. You're talking about this one here.
Yep, that one there.
Yeah, we could be doing that. Yeah. Am I taking it? Nope. Yeah, we talked to you guys last week too, right? The market could be all week. Those 3 days could be acting like Friday every single day, right? Because it's a holiday week. It's horrible, but it is what it is. And if it does that, we know tomorrow what to do at the open, right? We know
Yep.
tomorrow at the open, let's grab and run with it.
Yep.
And only in being here, just watching the market and building patience not to get in for no reason and all that. This is a practice as well, you know. This we are working on something here as well, believe it or
Yep.
not. Just to build patience and okay, today I just made 20 bucks or 30 bucks, but goes back to the percentage, right? 3 minutes turning pretty well to the downside. 10 minutes is losing momentum, but that don't mean that we're gonna have another push here. Let me see what looks like a fourth wave momentum here, but now we don't have it. A fourth wave there. I think we got it pushed, and we're gonna stay here sideways, I guess. C went up there too, so that means we have more volume there than we have all the way down. I can't wait for my massage today. That'll be nice.
Oh yeah.
That'll be very nice. And the view app is keep coming up and up and up.
Hey, Greg,
Yeah.
what is Lilu's mini commissions round turn?
I think it's like two 250 or something like that, maybe.
Round turn?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it sounds about right. I believe so.
Okay. Sugar was asking in the futures chat.
Right. And maybe it's closer to four. I don't know. I don't pay attention too much, to be honest with you, because I don't do the minis. So
Okay.
yeah, and I think if I remember correctly, it was closer to $4.
How's everyone doing? I missed the call this morning, but I've been trading.
Nice. How you doing?
I'm up. I'm green. Green over 100 points.
Nice.
You
Nice,
guys?
nice, nice. Yep, we're green. Not that much. I'm green about. I just took two trades. Was 20, 30, about 50 points
Nice.
overall.
I've been trying to help somebody, but it's hard to help somebody when they don't really want to be helped. So I'm a little frustrated, but
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Actual
And
personal call trying to help somebody, and then they try to do exact opposite of what I was doing, and they basically blew their account. So
yeah, I know the feeling.
you,
Welcome to the club.
yeah, it is.
Yeah.
And then when they almost blew it, I'm like, well, why would you take a trade right here? Like it doesn't even make sense. And I'm like literally like telling him like this isn't a good trade. And he's like, oh, now you ruined it for me. I would have had 10 points on on one micro, by the way, because he's already blown his account. Basically, he's like $20 left of his trail. And he's like, I would have gotten my 10 points. I'm like, okay, like, are you
Yeah,
do it? And I was like, you do what you want. And I think it's going to do this. And it's actually doing it. I'm like, whatever.
yeah.
So
I know how it is.
Wow.
I know
Sounds like
It's
a
how it
fun
is.
gone
Monday.
it's like,
it's gone nowhere since I left.
No, it hasn't.
Uh,
It's like, and he's like, this is, I don't know. I started laughing. It's funny because I'm like frustrated, but I am frustrated about it because it's like, why'd you, every time you try to ask for help, I help you, it works. But then as soon as you get close or something, like you want to do your own thing, like it's just point.
Does
So
that
I know how
sounds
you
familiar?
feel.
Dog?
Yeah, it does. I mean, I'm sure I was the same way. I'm sure. Well, I won't say I was the same way because it was at the point where for me it was even if I tried to trade against you guys, I didn't say anything because I was like, I got the money to play with. And then once once I was like, enough is enough. I don't have anything else to lose. I'm going to trade with you guys and not against you, and it's worked out way better. So
Yeah.
I got a dentist appointment. I'll post my PNL real quick though.
Sounds good, man. Don't be
All right.
frustrated. Don't let that bug you. That happens. It's part of the deal.
Yeah, yeah,
Don't let frustrate you.
for sure. Oh, that's why I'm actually like one of the reasons I'm like I hung up the phone with him. I'm like, I got a dentist appointment. I'm done. And then I wanted to come in the call to see how you guys were doing because I didn't get a chance to be in it earlier. Trying to help him. I wasn't even in the call because I can only listen to the call on the phone. And then he's like telling me he's doing this, this, and this. I'm like, no. Then literally it was down about $1,000. I'm like, hang on. I'm like at work. Like, hang on. Like, I'll call you. I'll help you out. I'll figure it out. And then I'm like, all right, let's do this. And he trades against me and lost like another $1,500. So he's at his
Oh
trail
shit.
and
Hey, Lou, do you remember when your brother was doing that with you?
Oh yeah. Yeah. I was very frustrated.
and all the while you could see where I'm at. I'm like, dude, like what are you doing? Right? It's so frustrating, Will.
Yeah.
That's my talk. All
Yeah.
right, Greg, you'll know who it is pretty quick. So
Yeah. Hell, shit, that could have been. You could have just been talking about me a
no,
while back, a little while back, not anymore. I've
no. Some people in the room know who he is, but he's a personal friend of mine, so he's struggling and he needs to make money. I mean, that's why he's not in the group because he doesn't have money to pay for the group.
Well,
So
he can lose $2,500.
that's what I mean, right? Like he got funded, so he's trading, put all his money in these funded accounts. Like, all right, and I've actually offered to pay for him to be a part of our group. That's how much I believe in you guys.
Mhm.
And so this morning, freaking does that. I was literally at his house last night, charting with him, showing him some stuff, and he did exact opposite of what we talked about yesterday about not trading the opening couple candles. You're here to try to be profitable and make money. If it's that volatile and you're putting a stop in or you're getting sipped too fast, don't trade it. Just wait.
And he's trading minis to beat that
Oh yeah.
much. He's trading minis, huh?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Oh jeez.
Oh yeah. 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 So now called me. Yeah. Probably should. You're on YouTube right now?
Yes.
Yeah. Maybe take that one off of YouTube. Oh, yeah, I'm mad. I'm mad right now, Lou.
I bet.
This is,
I bet.
but there's not a spot to trade right now. So, all right, I gotta go, guys. Thank you for listening to me rant. And
No problem, man.
bye.
Those you lead a horse to the water and you're trying to force its face into the water and it's just like, no, no.
Yep.
Just drink, you dumb bastard.
Brutal, 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 brutal. 10 minutes time to turn to the downside.
I feel like Doyle before he got trade copier. I'm like trading each count like individually. And I'm like, man, I really need to get that trade copier. And I'm just like, it's $150, man.
Oh, jeez. You guys
Oh,
kill me.
yeah.
You guys kill me. Yeah, you might have discount this week. You're right, Jeff.
Probably not on that. That thing's like permanently discounted.
Yeah.
Just pay attention to the price you pay with their discount versus the Apex Trade Copier's regular price. They're kind of always discounted price. The one benefit that Replicano is going to give you that Apex doesn't is Replicano will let you trade one other machine on the network. Oh, okay, yeah. So you're going to trade two prop accounts, Jeff? Oh, okay, yeah.
They do. Doesn't Replicano, I think they also let you have NinjaTrader 8 and 7 on the same machine and can trade across them, right?
Well, yeah, you really shouldn't be using NinjaTrader 7 though. They've stopped the advancements on it and it could have security vulnerabilities. The only reason a lot of folks out there are still even using 7 is because they custom wrote stuff that didn't port over to NT8.
Right.
They
Hey,
changed the scripting language.
uh, Phil, I believe is the heat order flow volume profile. I suggest you not to do it, but if you want to do it, it's right here. Display mode, and you put heat. It will be red and green, I believe. Again, I not suggest you to do. I took mine off because it takes so long to process. Once they're red and green, that I could not move from 30 seconds to 1 minute to 10 minutes to whatever. I could not move anything.
It took minutes.
Yeah, took
Yeah.
minutes to change one to another. So I
And if you
recommend
What
change it
volume
to the
profile are
solid,
you using?
the NinjaTrader one,
NinjaTrade, but without just the standard, because I don't need to see what is red, what is
There's another one.
green. I just need for the gaps. That's all. That's all I use for is for the gaps.
I didn't know there was another one. What's it called?
it's like
No, no.
cumulative or something like that.
Yeah,
It's the same indicator.
the
It's
same
just right there
indicator.
where you've got the buy and the buy sell option. You choose a different option.
Yeah, say display mode. I put standard, and that's it.
Oh, so it loads better than the
Oh
buy sell does?
yeah, yeah. It's like
No, well,
it gets seconds too.
it was right there on the profile type. Needs to be composite.
He's actually talking about the order flow thing, the one that shows you the buys and the sells, for the orders in place.
Well, the thing is it's tracking every single tick, and that thing is nasty, tracking every tick. And it doesn't cache the data, so it actually has to re-download it every time you change your chart or anytime you change an indicator on that chart.
Oh, he's talking about the thing that shows you where the orders are.
That would be
Right.
market depth.
Yeah, that's what I
Yeah,
was
that's market
referring.
depth. You have to pay extra for that.
It has to be that. Well, it's the lifetime license, and then by default you're going to get like 10 levels deep. You've got to pay extra to get more than that.
Is that as much a hog as the volume profile is?
No, it's not. It's a little bit of a hog, but not as much as volume profile. Volume profile is a real hog. It's a beast.
I'm basically using a workspace now using your templates, Joel. I think what I need to do too, I need to take this volume profile off of some of them. And then I need,
So when for whatever reason, it's not on here. I must have made a change on it this last weekend. But I have a volume profile that I keep on my 3-minute. And then on my 30-minute, I have the session volume profile. Other than that,
yeah,
I don't have volume profile anywhere else because it's so resource intensive.
yeah, I think that might be my problem.
I started to have it on like my 1 minute and my 22nd, and it was eating me alive. So yeah, that's probably your problem.
What about this? I have about maybe 3 other workspaces. Do you think it would help, since I'm not really using them, just to delete all those workspaces?
Oh yeah, the more workspaces you have, the more resource it consumes as
Okay,
well.
that's what I'm
Yeah.
going to do then.
Phil, the order flow market depth, that's what you're doing. That's what you're asking. Then it's right there in my screen.
Yeah, that's the one where, let me remove the fibs off of my chart on the left.
That's what
So
you
these
use.
lines that we see, where we see the red lines on top and I see my green lines, I've modified the colors to show me that. But that's where we see those orders just parked above and below current price. Yeah, it's a neat thing right there.
Yep, it is very cool. Well, let's see if this form our floor
Nom nom nom
here.
nom 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 nom
Yeah,
nom.
nice. Let's see if this with the floor is gonna come down.
Son of a gun. One of my accounts is $100 less than the rest of them.
Poor you.
That's gonna
Poor
bug him
you.
all day.
Oh yeah,
So
he will. He's gonna
I'm
trade
gonna
just that
turn.
You
account.
dropped the scalp
I
it.
was about
Yeah.
to say I'm gonna turn off my other accounts
Yes,
and
he
turn
gonna
that one
trade. Yeah,
on.
just that account, just because he gonna lose $400 to make that $100 difference. Not lose, that not make 400 in the other accounts just to make that $100.
Yeah, he's already breaking out in a rash right now
Oh
just
yeah,
thinking
yeah.
about it.
He's like, oh my
I got high as a
goodness.
freaking itching.
Yeah.
I was thinking that when I was looking at your weekly profit that you posted yesterday, you had
Yeah.
like 19,990 something dollars. I was going, man, he must not have seen that.
Oh gosh.
I just read on Friday.
Friday was hard. Psychologically,
He's
Friday
like,
was
oh,
hard.
I gotta get it over. I gotta get it over. I gotta get it over.
Yeah. Oh man, a little bit. I'm gonna need to get the hell out of here. I hate that, but
Oh, what's up?
I have my massage today.
Uh,
Double massage.
yeah, the big Brazilian dude.
No, hell no. I figured it out. I have a name too.
Instead.
A big Brazilian dude. Yeah. Where is it? They sent me appointment reminder with Angela. So mine's Angela, my wife is something else. So
What you don't know is that's Angelo.
oh, it better not be Angelo because I could be turning around and walk away.
You hear this voice? Hi, my name is Angela.
Yeah, started the transition 2 weeks ago.
just stay comfortable.
There's your
Oh my
masseuse, right?
God, Brad.
Yeah, just
There
stay
you go, Brett.
comfortable as you want. Oh Jesus Christ, Brett. I'll freaking turn around and run as hell. Oh, jeez.
Nice, Brett.
That's Lou taking off out of.
Oh, that's good.
It'll, it'll be like this right here.
Oh my god.
Holy Jesus, you
Oh,
guys
my stomach
killing
hurts.
me. My stomach.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, jeez. Oh, man, I was going to tell you guys to short there. I was going to short, and I didn't.
I just did, but it got in a little late. It's probably going to make its way down to R2 is what I'm thinking.
Yeah, yeah.
But there's a little bit of a gray area right there, so
Ah,
I'll be fine taking it before it gets all the way there.
yeah, I was going to
I'm
tell
just
you
not going to sip
guys
too.
on that retest. I knew that was going to happen. Damn.
There we go.
Sorry,
My OCD is
guys.
over with now.
Sorry.
Yeah. Sorry,
OCD is
man.
over with.
Practicing their
Sorry,
patience.
sorry. Shit.
All of the accounts are the same size now.
Shoot, I just looked at it as another chance to practice that. Don't FOMO. Just,
That patience.
yep, there's
Yeah.
another trade coming up.
Yeah, when I saw that this here coming back up, I was going to tell you guys let's short. As soon as they said it, this came down. I was like, oh, freaking thing. And then we could not fumble, right? And now this is the
Exactly.
VWAP.
Hey, if you guys can help me think of any other nasty little habitses. I was thinking of the hobbits whenever I wrote that up. Nasty little hobbitses. So, nasty little habitses.
Regards to what?
Just bad habits, like FOMO is a bad habit, right? Greed is a bad habit.
Oh,
Things
yeah.
that might cause us to do stupid trades.
Oh,
And
gotcha.
so I created that channel, Nasty Little Habits, is for us to accumulate,
Oh,
bad
I didn't see
habits,
it.
and what do we mean by those?
Gotcha, gotcha. I did not see
That's
that channel.
this this looks like this could be a fallen knife.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah,
These
There's
are kind of
61
knife
there.
like candles.
a lot of volume too.
Yeah. Somebody basically stepped in and said, "Hey guys, you do realize that we already baked in our Fed chair, and the housing data wasn't that good.
Yeah, yeah. Oh,
I'm going to
man.
press this big red button and go home for the day."
I tell you, and I was going to short, and I was going to even, I saw coming. I saw coming, and I did not. It was one of those, damn it, things.
Well, I mean, one thing about your trading, since you've got people definitely following you with this, and you're trying to teach, precision trade entries, you are naturally being a little more risk adverse, and I think for good reason, right? But
Yep, yep.
that's what you're dealing with right there. Me, I'm trying to figure out how to get more than 5 little runners on that plant that Dewey gave me.
Mine,
I keep getting
mine's
these
dead.
little sprigs popping up, and then they die. I need to like feed it coffee or tea or something.
Ask Jack. He's giving to a lot of people already.
It is
Yeah, feed it a new drink you got, Doyle.
right. I've got 4 or 5 sprigs that are like aggressively growing towards my computer because it stays lit up all the time. And so even when it's dark outside, I've got light at my computer, and so they're growing towards the computer.
Jesus. Oh, 10 minutes is
You're gonna come in
turning,
and they're gonna
guys.
be wrapped around your computer.
Yep, I see that.
Have you seen those computers that have like a separate fish aquarium tank in them?
Yeah, I
What?
think
I'm
thanks
sorry.
of those.
It's like an extra wide computer where they've got like 3 inches or so of water that's there. So they basically have a goldfish aquarium in their computer.
Oh, jeez, no. It's not gonna toast the thing with the heat.
Well, I mean, your computer shouldn't be hot, right?
My computer
Shouldn't
is
be any
always
hot
hot.
but yeah, you got that laptop.
Yeah.
I mean, I got lots of fans. I got one, two, three fans dedicated to my CPU, and they're water cooled. I've got three fans on my GPU, and then I've got one, two, three, four more fans just controlling airflow through the case. So
Yeah, I have 3 inside the computer and 6 under the computer.
this bad boy should not overheat.
Yeah, mine does not overheat, but stay hot, you know?
Yeah, mine doesn't. Mine's at 36 degrees Celsius all the time.
Hey, getting back to that Apple trading discussion, um,
Yeah.
I buy my laptop. I didn't buy it for trading. That's kind of has come along. You know, I've always just bought my laptops for laptops. That's why I like Apple. But once I make some money, I'll get me a desktop or either just a straight Windows laptop to
Yeah,
trade
that's
off
what you
of.
need to do.
Well, what you want to do is, from a trading perspective, you really want a desktop to trade off of.
Okay.
Laptops are nice for when you're travel trading, but the desktop's going to give you, unless you buy a laptop like Lou did, it's like a $3,000 Alienware. He basically bought a flat desktop.
Yes.
Right,
Yeah.
gotcha. Yeah.
And I bet that sucker's not light, is it? It probably weighs like
No.
10 or
Oh
12
yes.
pounds.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Come with the backpack.
yeah, you could curl it.
Yeah. Put in a backpack because you need it, and it's wider too. It's not
Hmm.
compact at all.
Yeah,
So
it's a good travel. It's a good travel trading laptop for
yeah.
sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I can take it anywhere and we do the same thing that I do at home.
Yeah, the one thing I would add to that from a travel trade perspective, have you seen those USB attached monitors that you can
Oh
put
yeah.
to the side of your computer?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
have those. Yeah.
well, I mean they're designed for traveling, and so you
Monitors,
can like
monitors. No,
yeah
yeah.
yeah they're really really thin, and you wouldn't have like your 30-second one on there, but you could have one set of tabs on the left monitor and then another set on the right. They're made for like road warriors that need multiple monitors.
Gotcha. Gotcha. God damn it, this is hurting me this short.
That was a nice little trade. I got my $100 I was looking for.
Yeah, my wife's
There.
gonna wanna. I'm gonna need to hide my computer somewhere and put in my car when we go to Florida, because it's gonna be a fight.
Freaking cat chewing on one of my electrical wires. Dadgummit. Stop it.
So it broke through to 61%.
Oh man, I
61
deleted my
of
fib and
what?
I didn't draw that bad boy. The opening low to high.
Oh,
I can see it.
Yep.
There. Boy. Yeah, that's aggressive.
yeah.
It finally gave way to momentum.
Yeah, the 10 minutes turn. I knew it would be. Oh, shit.
There's a pretty powerful laptop, Joel, that now has the screen on each side built in. I can't remember who makes it though.
Well, yeah, I found an attachment. They basically um, it's two monitors that attach to the back of your laptop lid,
That may be what I'm thinking about.
and they're USB attached, USB powered, and you basically just fold them out from the back of your laptop. But that way, you just close your laptop up, and it's only like an inch thicker.
The
If
one,
you're gonna be like
one,
a digital nomad, that's a good solution. Dang, these freaking that 3-minute chart.
yeah,
It's headed to that R1.
yep, yeah. Uh, I but look, the divergence on the 30 seconds is
It's
showing
basically
that it's
looking
gonna
like
turning,
yep,
but it's not
it could.
turning
This
yet.
could just be a little bounce that we're gonna get here. There's decent volume behind this fall though. It's not
Mhm.
it's intentional.
Oh
There's real
yeah,
profit taking here.
yeah, yeah. Phil, we do not look much cup and handle. Um,
So typically what you're going to find on that cup and handle is if you look at the right side where the handle is, there is a formation we trade. We just tend to not pay attention to the bowl.
yeah,
You're often going to see an ABCD pattern there, or you're going to see, a different type of flag break.
and because when we're all the way here, we have no pattern to follow at all. And then when it came all the way down, now you can see the, inverse cup, So I kind of don't like it that. Just I don't like it. I don't play that at all. Because after you see it, it's done and over with. So what are you gonna do about it, But oh, I'm so mad that I did not take this trade. I'm really disappointed. Really, really disappointed.
I'm up 800 per account, and roughly 500 of that is 111 micro trades.
But you did the minis
At about
though in
I
the
had
beginning.
about 300 of that
Yeah,
was mini.
I don't want people to get. But
Yeah, if I count that, I'm up 850.
You said the majority of that was just your three single contract.
Yeah, yeah, I'm up 850. Roughly 350 of it was mini, and so yeah, roughly 500 of it was the three singles that I typically play.
Nice.
Well, I kept
Getting there,
scalping
getting
my
there.
way up on that long, and then I got a couple of moves on the way down here.
Were you scalping with predetermined targets or were you adjusting them?
I was scalping with on long when I was going up. I was scalping towards fibs, and so I was adjusting them a little bit,
Okay.
but not much. They landed pretty close to where they needed to be. On this short, since I didn't really have a good defined target, and I didn't really know how far it was going to run. I didn't know if it was like going to be a flag and a continuation. I just looked for 7 to 10 points.
and check this out. We came back exactly for the area that we were before
Yeah, we're back to we kind of
our
bounced off
normal.
our overnight highs.
We call that pattern the Fed.
Yeah,
Kind of is,
Yeah.
right?
pump with the Fed news and then came to reality again, and now we keep grinding up it again. Possible. 3 minutes is still down. 10 minutes is still down. No divergence. The 30 seconds we do have, but again, it's 30 seconds. That don't mean that we're
Yeah,
gonna come down more. We at the
we
88%.
which lined up with R1 pretty good.
R1, yep.
Interesting. I started this day off with a short bias, and it went up based off of news, and we're now back to where I was, and the bias looks about the same. From a volume perspective, this fall has taken out pretty much all the volume, almost all the volume that went into it.
Oh yeah, yeah, for sure. For sure it did.
Yeah,
Right there,
so this,
100%.
yep.
So I guess in the evening at 7, Biden's supposed to talk, right?
Yeah.
Talk about something.
Yep, he
No clue what.
is.
It just said that he was going to speak at 7 p.m.
Yep. Just maybe a happy Thanksgiving address.
If he remember what he had to say.
All right.
That's what speechwriters and teleprompters are for.
It's still, if he
Yeah.
if you remember to read,
Mm-hmm.
or maybe he
Jeez.
gonna say Merry Christmas instead Thanksgiving.
He's going to jog down there, man.
Yeah. What am I thinking here, guys? What am I thinking? My wife just gave me like a 50 minutes notice here.
I don't
Warning.
know. I'll be honest. I don't know that I've got another trade I want to take in the next hour.
Yeah. If when I come back, guys, if I come back in time, but I don't think it's gonna come back on time because it'll be 2:30, be here about 3 something, yeah.
Right? I mean, Bubba may wear you out.
Huh? What?
Bubba may wear you out.
Yeah, Baba, yeah. Yeah, that was horrible. The
You
yeah.
ready for your massage?
You guys are killing me.
Oh,
Strong
You
farmer
got some
hands.
kinks you wanted worked out.
Yeah, well, I'm sorry guys that we did not take much trades today. It was a short day for me, and I really messed up on that short. I should have taken it with you guys, and I didn't.
should have held it for longer, but
Yeah,
I didn't know until that first big red candle what was happening.
yeah. I
That first big
scalped
red
from
candle.
the top, but I was not still I wasn't comfortable, so I took profit as well on the
Yeah.
scalp.
Well, that
But
was my case. I scalped that top at least 2 times, maybe 3 times.
yeah,
But it's because I didn't know until that first big red candle that this breakdown is happening.
and I hate to get in a trade here and come negative and be stuck, and not
Right.
able to get out.
Right?
But with that
Green,
being said, yes, green is
green scales.
green. Yes, please, guys, do not mess it up. I know today was rough from timing wise. We have one trade or two trades most. Don't try to do anything without me, please. If you're in the challenge thing, the 3 weeks, I know it's hard and I know it's difficult,
Gosh.
Do not, do not try to do anything so we can talk with each other, talk together. Do not destroy what took us a week to
Good
build.
enough.
If you want to change to sim and try to see, okay, if I enter here and use the same process, uh, that would be okay, just make notes. Use the same process. Okay, I'm gonna get in here like Luz said, and let's see if I can get out and oh, my wife said noon is okay, so we might be able to squeeze one trade here. But anyway, if we don't find a trade or anything, go to sim and enter and try to get out of that trade using the same way. Make sure you're in sim though. Do not do it. If you have the copy trade, make sure always disconnected, Uh, do not mess it up what we build.
Hey, before I came into this room, I never, ever, ever would have thought that I would have thought a 10 or 20 point trade was normal. I mean, because I was scalping and I couldn't even imagine holding that long.
Yeah, 10 to 1 is nothing for us, right? Usually
Oh,
we're
I
in
know. That's just,
100s. Um, but like today,
Yeah,
10 was.
my scalps. I mean, the low side of my scalps tend to be 7 points. I frequently consider 15 points scalps.
Yeah, I did too. That's what we're doing
well,
here. 10,
well, that's the
15.
mindset I'm getting now. I mean, it's just,
Yeah,
I never would have believed it.
yeah. It changes things. As a result, we do tend to trade a little bit less frequent. We got to be a little bit more picky, so it's not as exciting to trade this way. Um, but yeah.
And we are here not to excite nobody. We are here to make money. Simple as that,
Exactly.
right? Simple as
Mm-hmm.
that.
Yep.
And it shouldn't be exciting if you think about it.
Yeah.
Well, I think what people consider normal scalping, 1 or 2 points, that feeds more into that emotional high while you're trading.
Yeah, with a 10 point that we take a minimum 10, 20 points. Like for 10 points, you need to scalp 5 times to get one of ours.
Exactly.
You know,
Well, that's like trading one, and you have that. I have my target set at 10 points. My mindset is, dang, only 10? I never would
yeah.
have thought that way before.
And again, if you enter and I see that the 10 points would be an easy connect, I'll move, there'll be no problem. But let me move first. But if we can do 5, 10 pointers, I think it's pretty good. Today sucks because I missed that short for you guys and um
Well, I look at my thing, it's green, so
Yep. I am glad I took that first trade with you by accident, though.
The growth stocks today are getting hammered.
And what I made today, I'll buy a tank of gas. So, I mean, that's something.
Well, the big something is how consistency compounds, right? We do this, for a couple of days, for a couple of weeks, for a couple of months, and all of a sudden you're not doing a tank of gas anymore, right? It goes from
Yep,
gas to grocery bill to mortgage.
exactly.
Goes to a tanker of gas.
yeah.
Right.
Dude, I used to work. I used to work. I used to be a blue collar guy working out in a factory, and one of the guys took a toolbox off the back of his pickup truck and converted it into a gas tank that fed the actual gas tank on his truck. And so that thing held over 100 gallons at that point. And I'm like, I'm looking at
Wow.
that going, all right, so I get it, but you basically have a bomb on the back of your
Exactly.
truck now. And instead of it being, back there at the rear axle, it is now right up against the cabin of the truck. If
Nice.
that thing goes, you don't survive.
Oh yeah, he's gone.
The thing was, but I got extra gas on my pickup now, you know?
His thing was, he said it, he hates to get gas, and so he basically just had to get 1 tank of gas a month. But I mean, yeah.
I'm
I
one of
just wonder
those.
what, I never rode in that truck for obvious reasons, but I can't help but wonder if having that much liquid kind of at the top of a truck bed affected like the sway of the truck. It feels like it would feel a little wobbly.
What is it?
Where
Wobbly.
might this price be breaking down to is a question we should ask ourselves on a longer time frame.
I would just retest my
It's obviously breaking
120.
down right now.
I'm freaking talking here and I'm muted. Just came and retested my 108, 120. Man,
So so I've got a daily support line kind of halfway between the daily pivot and the S1. I don't know if we would make it down that far,
oh, we have
but
a pivot point here too. Not the pivot point, the yeah, pivot point.
fib. We got a
Yeah.
127 fib, and then beneath that's the daily pivot.
Yeah.
So I would think one of those two might give us support. Daily 127 falls off of this move. Does that line up with a... Okay, so yeah, that's interesting. If we take a look at my chart here, the daily 127 actually lines up with the 127 of our opening move. So that's worth paying
Yeah,
attention to.
it does. And this could be a ABCD right down. No, not really.
We need to have a better pullback for that
Yeah.
B to C, unless you're looking at a small time frame.
No.
Okay.
Be
So
forget
we
what I
haven't really
said.
had a
Just
meaningful
look. Yeah.
pullback yet. But yeah, this 127 of this move lining up with the daily 127
127. Yeah.
should give us real good support down there.
And that would be
It's what 600, so
140.
30 points down.
30 points down. Yeah. I just thinking try a long here with adding in there, but I'm still not 100% that we're gonna go up from
You know,
here.
from a falling knife perspective, from a higher probability entry, I would wait for some sort of a bounce and confirmation and momentum, or at least a confirmation and momentum on the 3 minute. The 3 minute is
Exactly.
slowing down,
It
but it's
is.
still down.
Yep, yep. And
So the hit, the
that's what
check
I'm
engine light's
looking.
on.
Yeah. That's what I'm looking at, the 3 minutes and 10 minutes. 10 minutes is still down bad. The 3 minutes is still down. The 30 seconds is showing that we are getting closer, you know, to
Hmm.
turn, but not there yet.
What just happened? I just lost my third chart. Weird. One thing I can do is our price responded pretty much right on a daily fib. Not a daily fib, a 2-hour fib that I
Trend.
have.
Yeah, 2 hour trend of mine.
So one thing we can do knowing that is we can look for that second anchor point that we have on that line. And since we hit it with precision, we can adjust our second anchor point out to today's high to keep that line accurate over a long period of time. Dang, that sucker's going back to November 9th for me as my last anchor. So now I'm going to unlock it, and I'm going to move it to today's high that we made.
We have 3 downtrends here, guys, as well. I still think 30 seconds push to the downside now.
And always when we adjust these lines, especially these longer time frame lines in NinjaTrader, since there's not an undo, you want to right click on it and lock it so that you don't accidentally move it.
We might be looking for the pivot point here. Down to the 150.
Now that is a nice channel you have there, Rowantel. When you post charts, by the way, try to include the bottom so that we can kind of see dates and times on there. But that is a good channel you've got identified there. I really like that it's a 2-hour channel too.
That
Oh yeah,
screen
that's
looks
been in place for a
familiar.
bit, doesn't it?
Yeah, on the why.
Yep. I'm going to teach him how to trade. I teach him my way.
Yeah. Hey,
It's what I
that's the
know.
right way, right?
Yep. Yep.
Oh man, I want to go long here now.
16.
I'm not gonna be biting the bit here, but
Well, you can take a look at this trend line break on the 1 minute.
we might have one more pull
Uh,
down.
We've not broken that trend line on the 1 minute yet.
The only thing that I like this area is we are just 40 points to here to the 150, which is not that bad, you know, if we need to enter again.
Mm.
But
That's a good point on this type of trade management, in any trade management, right? You've got the targets you want to hit, but you also need to ask, if I'm wrong, where's that next level of support? And am I okay with it going that far before I average in again?
Yep.
yeah, and that's what I've been
Because you don't
teaching
want to
them
average
last
in
week.
some random place.
Yeah,
Yeah, you don't want to average in some random place because there's no telling where it's going to go to. So look for price action, look for key levels, and ask yourself, am I okay with it going that far before I average in?
Yeah, that's what I've
I
been.
also don't want to pick a key level that's only like 10 points away because
Yeah,
that's not enough
that's
to
not
matter,
adding it.
right?
Yeah. You guys remember me telling you guys last week, right? About that. We always look to enter our trade with
Mhm.
support, uh,
So,
so we can switch. What?
so organizational change management has taught me that on average, a person needs to hear a message a minimum of 6 times before they can um, comprehend it. And they need to hear it about another 6 times before they understand it and start to put it use. So you're looking at, 12 to 15 times. You got to pound that message in before people really start to get it.
I think for here we need to do 15 a day.
That would have been a good trend line break.
That's it.
Just 15.
A day
I like the
daily.
volume behind that candle as well. And there's another
Yeah.
trend line break right above this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, guys, let's get in here and see what. Oh, this is huge.
And based
Look
off of
at that.
Rowantel's chart, that was also the bottom of his channel.
The gap there.
Well, I'm not in a trade. I need to add that volume profile back on.
You got that first target at 10 still.
Yes, sir. There you go, Brian. Still that freaking 10 points? Are you sure about 10 points? Are
I
you
don't think
sure
you've
about this
changed it yet.
shit?
It's always going to be 10.
This For this first week, you're always looking at 10 unless there's a defined price level that you're targeting. I mean, technically the R1 is a price level at 47, but I wouldn't balk over just a couple of points.
And just missed it.
Yeah, this is gonna be my last trade of the day because I'm already stressed of coming the opposite direction and I'm having to deal with management. God damn it. Inverse head and shoulder here possible.
Yeah, and casual observation. The candle that broke the first trend line had good volume. The second candle has a body about a third the size with the same volume.
Yeah,
And so volume still kind of supports an up move here.
it does.
Don't fret just yet.
Say that 12 times.
12 times.
Man, I talk about volume all the time. You should hear that from me at least once or twice a day.
I want the chart to hear it right now.
Yep. I use volume like crazy in my trade management. I really pay attention to it from how it interacts with price action.
Ten points is looking pretty good right now.
Right?
Did you get in on it?
Oh yeah, everybody
Yeah,
got in with me.
yeah, I got it.
Everybody but me?
Everybody but you. Yeah.
I talked about it. I was too busy talking about it.
Yeah. 3 minutes.
I got in a little better, so my target is actually 2 points lower than me.
Nice. Uh, 3 minutes is starting to hook.
Yeah. But now I can't help but wonder if this would just be a pullback for a continuation down or a pullback to maybe consolidate on support a little longer.
And now Greg's freaking out, panicking, breathing hard, and
Why is that? Because he's in
Getting
it?
ready to reverse.
because you said that, he's like, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. Am I wrong, Greg?
Nah.
No.
I didn't miss my
I mean,
target by
pullbacks
about.
are fine. I mean, where does this pullback take us at the 23%? Let's see. Put that fib on here.
That first push up, they've only missed my target by about a tick or so.
Yeah, we haven't even had a 23% retracement on our plunge down yet. Hmm.
Be nice if this is the uh, one,
Actually,
two, the second wave, and go making the third wave up now.
Yeah, like this was a little flag on the ABCD.
Yeah, to go up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
Could be a spring bottom.
3 minutes is turning. 10 minutes is still going down, but losing momentum. I like that candle.
Yeah.
A spike down. It's a bullish candle.
And this is the trend line break off of this pattern that happened here. We want to pay attention to. Yeah, I'm going to take it in anticipation of that. What the heck?
What?
I didn't enter with my normal brackets.
Oh, I see.
Try this again.
There was a lot of errors on that apex.
Brett,
Yeah, it was.
you're moving freaking sip so quick, man.
It
I
it auto moved, and I tried to adjust it, and it freaked out.
no no Brett. I'm talking about Brett.
Oh,
He's moving his sip quick.
Oh yeah.
this looks like it's wanting to go down a bit more before it breaks that trend line.
Yeah, he does. That's the 127.
Yep.
Oh god damn! I was worried about this shit that I'll be on the freaking trade that I'll be negative and
Right before you gotta leave.
right before I get to leave. Yeah. And the reason I'm not adding here, guys, because I don't see a bounces yet.
How far down's that daily pivot? 67. We're not too far from the daily pivot point.
Mm-mm, we're not.
And that daily pivot's also a high volume node. I might plan on taking a bounce off of that.
Take a 161 here. $141.
Mm-hmm. Fairly precise. Shoot. I only went in with freaking one contract instead of my normal 3. I feel
Um,
like Lou did last week.
yeah, I'm still not comfortable, man, getting in. So giving us a little pullback here. We added another one here just to bring. Okay, I'm gonna add it here, guys. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take this one and move to here
Mm-hmm.
and spread, increase price. You see, as we just enter these two enter together. I hate when
Yep.
does that. Hate it, hate it, hate it. I'm gonna put one there, one here.
So my average in is 608. Should I have that first target at 618?
No. Do what I'm doing here. You'll be
Okay.
okay. I don't know the numbers.
I wasn't paying attention to the volatility here. These are like 10 and 15 point moves.
Yeah, they are, man. For sure. They're big. God dang, I had 10 minutes to get the hell out of this trade. I knew this was in now, and I was
Yeah.
calling it
Yep.
in now. Fuck, man. Yeah, I guess I'm not feeling so comfortable. I'm gonna let kill it, okay? Guys, can you hear
Yep.
me?
Yep. Yep.
Yep.
I'm gonna kill it. Sorry about that, guys. I knew I
Is
should
what it is.
not get in on the fucking trade because I was not 100% here, you know? I'm so sorry, guys.
Is what it is,
Apologize.
man.
I hate that I need to hop out and leave you guys in a
I understand
negative.
that.
Hate it, hate it, hate it. Damn it. Somebody push a big button, huh?
Right?
Mm-hmm.
230 points is drop.
Dang, I didn't pay attention to that. Really.
Yeah.
You also hit my daily
Yeah.
support line. Coming up on the 188 of this move as well. Oh, we're falling through a volume gap as well.
Yeah, guys, I'm gonna need to hop out, alright?
Yo, man.
I'm so sorry. Very sorry about it.
Nothing to be sorry about, man. That's what it is.
See you tomorrow.